Going live. Hello. If you're watching this in the future, this is just a quick thing and it's not my regular content. Go watch a vlog if you're not familiar with my work. I don't want you to get bored by only seeing live feeds, but it takes me a while to do the vlogs or build videos and stuff like that. So that's why we're here. I never go live this early. It's 9:49 a.m., which is not early, but I go to work to be at work at about 10. But I'm getting a little late today because of uh, it's colder out. So I didn't realize it was this cold, so I had to wait for the truck to warm up because there is like a thick uh, layer. There's ice all over my whole truck. I couldn't even open the door. I couldn't push the button to get into the door. I had to punch it, and it still wouldn't open. So anyways, I thought it up. Actually, that probably would have been good video content, but whatever. It rained. Oh, backlighting. Let me move over here. I always forget about guys. I don't know how to film. Okay, that's why I always have bad lighting in my videos. Um, anyways, there's a layer of ice on my truck because it rained all day yesterday, and now it's below 0 Celsius here, and so it froze. And now my windshield is a layer of white ice, which is good because that means it's warming up. But the rest of the truck had clear ice on it. I couldn't even feel it, although it melted when I pressed the handle to get in. But that's why I'm here right now. I was going to go to work a little while ago, but finally got into the truck, opened the door, and I started it, which started no problem, which is good because that just shows that harsher coldness won't stop it from starting as well, which is good because it doesn't have a block heater as it's a California truck. Uh, let's say good morning, Alex D, Renda, Shirley, Bradley, Linda, Vernon. Vernon, I don't recognize you. Are you new? You just don't catch me live because I always go on in the evening. Uh, Northern Ohio, it's 70 degrees. I don't know what that is. Uh, Celsius. Noreen, hello Noreen. Noreen, did you see in the last vlog I put your book on the shelf? I hope you saw that. It's in the bonus video as well. Good evening, all you wonderful peeps. Hello Sylvia, Golden Girl, Leanne, Janny. Your name is Janny? Or is it Janet, but you go by Janny? Segrist. Martha, Patricia, and that's all. That's everyone who said hi. Nelly, Mark, is that your biggest fan behind you? Guys, we've had this fan up for about almost 2 years. We bought this house almost 2 years ago. We did probably what, like 4 or 5 months of renovation. Then we moved in.
6 months.
6 months of renovations. Then we moved in. And I think just before we moved in, we put up that fan. And just last week, I finally anchored it to the trusses. So you can't say I don't
We
get
haven't
things done
used
around
it.
here. Yeah, we've never used the fan. Well, we've had used it sporadically, but we haven't used it like when we've wanted to because it wasn't anchored and it's heavy as shit. Like it's a pretty heavy fan. You gotta really like when we put it up, it took two of us. The electrician, which is my brother-in-law, and then me holding it because it's so heavy. But now it's anchored to the trusses. Now we can use it. Uh, Although it probably would have been fine anyways, but Ashley's just a little paranoid.
I wouldn't think
Uh,
of falling on us.
Vernon says he has followed us since the Potter's house. Nice, thanks, Vernon. I asked if you were new. You are not that new. Melissa, hello.
Been there from the beginning.
Sandy, Leanne. He's been there from the beginning, but not the very beginning because I had a YouTube channel for like 4 or 5 years. But yes.
Oh yeah.
Uh, you and Ash should be safe in this. The old lady in Texas worries. Nellie Hendrick says be safe. In what? I don't know what you mean.
COVID cases probably are getting kind of crazy.
Oh, COVID here is getting crazy too. 800 cases yesterday.
Yeah, which is a lot that's the highest it's been actually.
Yeah, for our small population.
Mm-hmm.
We only have like 4 million people or so
In Alberta?
in Alberta.
I don't
Is
know.
that lies? I'm probably lying.
Let's
Look it
Google
up. Look it up.
it. Population of Alberta, 2020.
Oh,
Or
I was close. 4.371 million people. So, and 800 in Alberta, right? Yesterday?
800 cases, yeah.
And then 500 the day before.
500 like every day before.
Tammy, I forgot you. Sorry. Hello. And Kelly. Jane with a Y. Janie. That's your name. That's your real name. It's like, hey, do you want to name her Jane or Janet? Ah, let's meet in the middle. Call her Janie. Probably should get us some kind of engine heater to put in the truck. A block heater is what you're talking about. Yes, I should. Norma says she can only listen. Well, I'm only going to be here for about, I don't know, a few minutes. I just thought I would pop in and say hi, what's up? Talk about some of the things that are coming up. If you follow my Instagram, we got, let's see here. Oh, hold on. Lynn says, COVID's a scam. Cases are nothing. Look up Event 201. You should look up Event 201 and then not buy into conspiracy theories. That's what I'd say. I have looked into that. It is so comical how stupid that conspiracy theory is. But that doesn't matter. I'd rather listen to the people who know more about it than someone who's like, hey, Bill Gates wants to kill everyone. He's lost his billionaire status twice. Shows how well that's working. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. But I do appreciate you being here. I have doors and windows open. Dang, it must be warm there.
Where is she?
Linda, where are you?
States.
Hello, Amy. Hello, Elise. Elise? Elise. Eliz? It's Eliz. Or Z if you say it wrong.
Alive?
Huh?
Alive? Eliza?
Might be Eliz. I don't know. We are sitting here waiting to get tested. Granddaughter had friend test positive yesterday. She has lost her sense of smell. Dang. When are you going to finish work on the inside of your house? Okay, so that's what I was just about to say. So if you follow my Instagram, sorry, I don't like conspiracy theories that are absolutely ridiculous. I totally agree, just to finish that thought, that COVID, there's a lot of misinformation around it, which makes everything super suspect. And that is super frustrating, especially for someone like me, because I freaking hate these stupid lies. Because if it gets worse and people don't believe in it, which is, in a sense, is a fair conclusion because of all the misinformation. But if it were to mutate and get super serious and bad for everyone instead of just older folks and people with compromised immune system, we would be screwed potentially if it was like any of the other more serious plagues that happened in the past. Although medical whatever technology was worse back then and all that jazz, but yeah, anyways, I know that there's a lot of misinformation about it. There's a lot of fake stuff that unfortunately has happened. There's a lot of people people who are in charge or whatever not owning up to their mistakes and not being
Contradicting themselves.
yeah, they're contradicting themselves and they're not being very forthcoming when it comes to them being wrong. It's a new virus. Of course, they're going to be wrong here and there. But the way that they explain their corrections is so self-serving. They're like, no, 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 we weren't wrong. We just weren't right. But let's not say that either. It's very frustrating, and I understand that. Stuff like Event 201, like that's basically a fire drill. If you if you go to school as a kid and there's a fire drill and then there's a fire the next day, you're not going to be like, oh, the fire drill, this is a conspiracy. They wanted to control us. No, you have fire drills. It makes sense, you know? Bill Gates is a billionaire. He's given away so much of his money to people who cannot pay it back. I do not think he's an evil person. Billionaires, I don't know, I have my opinions about them, but when people lose their billionaire status, that's a lot of money. So, anyways, if you follow my Instagram, yesterday, yes, yesterday I started making these. Let's find a good one. No, this one's okay. I've started making these. Now these are a softwood. These are fir. You can tell by the tight grain. Although they don't have these are not. That smells good. These are. You know what? Actually, they might be spruce. I can't really tell exactly. There's not very many branches on these, so I don't know. They're either fir or they might be pine or spruce. Whatever. They're a softwood. Anyways, I'm making floor tiles out of these, and we're gonna see if we like this. We may not actually like what they look like when we put them down, but we'll see. And some of them are going to be bad, like this one. You can't really tell. Ah, there we go. See how that is cupped? You see how it goes like this? I don't know. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see that. So some of them are just going to be fails, and we'll have to throw those in the tall grass because they're not going to work. But I have a lot of this 10 by 10 planking timbers, and those are going to become potentially going to become the floor in my bedroom. And then after that's done, we can do all the casings and all that kind of stuff as well. So I cut 25 of these yesterday until I got too freezing cold because it was raining. And then today, hold on, let's see here. It's a 10-foot plank. I've cut 25 out of that little piece, like a piece like maybe 3 feet long. So I don't know how many more I'm going to get out of it. But anyways, I have a lot of that wood, and I'm going to be using that to make more of those. And if we like it, we're going to stain this wood. I'm not a huge fan of stain, to be honest, but you see that right there? We're going to stain it that color. That's if you're curious, that's the classic walnut color. I'm not a fan of stain because it ruins the natural beauty of wood, except for when it comes to softwoods. They're not that pretty usually, and I think stain enhances those. But if you were to stain like a maple or something like that, very few times I actually like it when maple is stained. Sometimes it's good, but maple's already so pretty, it's a shame to stain it. But you know, everyone's different. Oak, you can stain oak all day long. Oak is ugly. Like this chair here is oak, and this is the classic oak stained color, right? It's just clear, or it's actually like kind of yellow or orange. I think it's ugly, but not everyone thinks it is ugly. So, yeah, I mean, do whatever you want if it's your stuff. But these will be stained, and it will be cool. Did you know Dakota auctioned off the drawing? You did. Congratulations, it went well. Cool. Nanny is sitting on her porch with shorts on. How are your chickens doing, Ashley?
Great.
Ashley, if you didn't hear that, she said they're doing great. They actually are doing great. Sunny grew back almost all of her feathers.
Yeah.
She has some pin feathers left on her neck, but she's looking fuller. She's got her tail back. I don't think I filmed too much of that. I was gonna put some of that stuff, some of that information in a chicken vlog, but I just kind of too busy. It's kind of like sporadic because like I don't check on them too often, whereas Ashley checks on them every day. So I didn't get too much. I've only checked on them probably in the evenings, I guess, when Ashley works late. Hello, Chris. Hello, Joe. Hello, Tamira. There are magnetic heaters that attach to the oil pan too. I think I had a block heater put in my PT Cruiser, and I think it was way cheaper than I expected. Oh yeah, block heater, I can do that myself. Just test positive in Edmonton. I work at childcare. All the teachers are positive. It spreads quick. It does spread quick. The beauty about this virus is it's not super deadly. It's just more so very contagious, and hopefully that doesn't change. Uh, and if there wasn't so much misinformation, if there wasn't so much misinformation, it this would be so much easier to get through. It's a real shame the human condition is so fragile that ego gets put ahead of things or greed. You know, it sucks. Uh, Softwood probably not good for flooring. That is basically true. End grain, like this, it's way stronger. You can see that this wood has some what you would call dry rot in it. That this is all going to be stabilized though, so we won't have to worry about that. When it comes to softwood floors, traditionally, a softwood floor would be either fir, sometimes hemlock. It just depends on if you can get it. So fir, which is like the second hardest softwood, hemlock, which is the hardest softwood, or sometimes poplar, which is the softest hardwood. And then oftentimes in old houses or schoolhouses or something like that, in our area anyways, it'll be hard pine, which is a fancy way of saying pine that's a little bit harder than your lumber grade or whatever. And people still put that in their houses today now because it's cheaper than a hardwood. Now it marks up easier than hardwood. If you go into someone's house and they have marks all over their hardwood floor, that usually is after a few years of abuse. Whereas if you go into someone's house where it has softwood floors and it's got marks all over it, that's usually from a couple months of abuse. So it just depends on how you care for it. Us personally, we don't care about the marks. We don't want deep gouges everywhere so it looks like a skating rink that needs a Zamboni to go through it. But w- it's character. And then when it has its color on it and everything else is outfitted in the house, it'll look pretty sharp. Unless it's not um, unless it's not your aesthetic. There's a way to treat to prevent splitting as they dry. Oh, I don't care about the splitting. I care about the cupping. And I could stack all these so they don't cup, but I want them to dry out. I don't care if some of them cup. Some that's just bound to happen. As for the splitting, I actually like that. I think that looks nice. Again, it's not everyone's aesthetic, and I know that when I finally put this in here, there's going to be plenty of people think it's stupid. Are you going to put an epoxy finish on the wood tiles? No, we're going to put in a polyacrylic, uh, and then we'll see how that works. We may have to refinish it uh, more times. Well, we for sure will have to, but whatever. Epoxy to me is too thick for this type of application, and it looks too plastic. But yeah, it just depends on how things go. We'll see. Yeah, and Ashley just said she doesn't want it to look too shiny. I agree, because then it looks.
Like a gym floor, like the floor of a hall.
Yeah, Ashley says it looks like a gym floor or the floor of a hall, and like that has its application, shiny aesthetic. Like, but like if you look at my table here, this has a sheen to it, but it's knocked down, and you can see I need to refinish it. It's got lots of dings and stuff. This is cedar. Uh, I think it's quite nice. Like stuff like this, and like these huge cracks, and then these splines. My splines are steel. I just think that gives it lots of character, and I want my floor to have lots of character. I don't want it to have huge cracks like this. That would be impractical. But I want it to have like a cool aesthetic to it. It's just, yeah, and that's only going to be for the bedroom so far.
And a pop.
Dude, do you think Putin, Greta Thunberg, and Dobby look the same? Greta, I mean, kind of, I guess. That's kind of mean, but sort of, I guess. Um, have a mahogany door, which I just sanded and clear finish. Ah, mahogany, very nice. It's not extinct, but it's hard to get. Western mahogany is hard to get, but um, yeah. Linseed oil or sanding sealer helps from wood splitting as it dries. Ah, that's good to know. Um, Again, I don't really care about the splitting. I think it looks good. Um, but keep in mind as well, on top of that, because these are going to get sanded. These I just cut. I had to cut them. You can kind of, actually, this is a pretty good one. Okay, this is one I'm going to throw out because it's cupped. I might use it for something else, but you can see, oh, no, you can't. Okay, here's one. Here's one. Here's probably one of my worst ones. You see how it has three cut paths. Turn it, turn it, and then it comes apart. These are 10 by 10, so the miter saw only goes so far. Um, I had to cut it 3 times. So after that, I will have to sand it. And the thing about soft wood, it has these soft wood fibers, whatever. And so that has to be stabilized. So I got to sand that. I'm going to sand it somewhat tight, but not too tight because I want to stain them. And then after that, when I put my polyacrylic on it, that I will put on, and that will get rid of those little fibers to the touch. And then I'll sand it, lightly sand it, put another layer on. I'll probably put like 10 layers on or something like that, sanding each coat so it doesn't get too shiny. We want it to stay again like my table, just a little sheen, just so that it has, so the grain pops. Don't want it to be you don't want to see a reflection in it necessarily. My floor in an 1800s house is a softwood. It will splinter some. Yes. I mean, I have a softwood floor right now. It's just plywood, and we get splinters all the time. Antique reclaimed flooring would be nice. That is true, Dave. Dave, in this part of the house, the dining room, the living room, the little hallway will all be plank flooring, and I'm hoping to do random plank sizes, so wide. Probably the narrowest would probably be about that or so, and then wider. I think that would look real good. And today I was talking with Ashley that I think it would be cool if the planks ran this way, and then the hallway ran this way, because the hallway is just over here. It's right behind this wall. The hallway just goes all the way to the door there. And then this floor I would like to run this way. Sometimes people ask what the heck this is. I cut a hole in the floor to find if there was a beam there or not, which there is. And then that's part of the old flooring. I just screwed it on there so no one would step in there. It's better to stub your toe than to fall through a hole. What was I saying? Oh yeah, yeah. So I would like the planks in the hallway to run the opposite way, just to give it a little more variation. But Ashley thinks it would look nicer if the planks ran the length of the kitchen to the wall behind me, so that it looks longer. It gives you the illusion of a longer room. And so we might do that as well. We'll see what it looks like when we actually get the flooring and we kind of lay some down just to see what it looks like. Did they get another new dog? Is that a poodle?
I couldn't stop barking.
That black one? Look at that tail.
No, I thought they were.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh yeah. Okay. I thought that tail was like a big fluff ball, but it's just curled up.
Hey, come here.
I have an old beat up pine flooring in my studio, says Linda. She loves it. Nice. Linda's floor is reclaimed from a job. Points for being the first person I've ever heard use the word Zamboni on a live.
Zamboni?
uh, Renda says, not trying to help. No, trying to help. No, trying to help. Wait, I don't know what they're saying exactly. I love your idea, not being critical. As a carver, we learned some tricks. Oh, absolutely. I don't think you were being critical. I didn't think you were. Do large cracks with epoxy. If there were large cracks somewhere, then we would have to stabilize them with epoxy or something, because we don't want like dog hair getting in there, or like, anything really getting in there, right? So stuff like that we would stabilize with epoxy, but um, putting epoxy over the whole thing doesn't really suit this. You know what's cool though? We had a uh, I had a client whose floor. Have you guys ever played the game The Floor is Lava? Lava? I said that really weird. Lava. Almost made Ashley spit out her breakfast. She's laughing. Have you guys played that? My brother has a similar floor that he put in his shop. He only uses mineral oil. He pours it on every year, same way you would treat cutting boards. It looks great, rustic and rich. Yeah, that would be great. But we have a dog, so uh, we would have to do that every week probably. Uh, Oil, yeah, oil is probably the best to treat wood with. But yeah, and you do have to do it every
You,
so often.
because you would scratch it up so much, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he would scratch it up too much. But if we put the acrylic on it, like the acrylic is plastic, right? Similar, but not as plastic looking, if you will, as epoxy resin. So it has like that layer of protection, if you will. Whereas oil doesn't actually have a layer of anything because it just gets soaked into the wood. Uh, Hello from Bonnie, Scotland. Haven't managed to catch your videos for a while, so glad you're still making videos. How's the front door looking? Loved watching you and your grandpa working on it. Oh wow, that's been a while. Yeah, no, it's good. Uh, do you have a thickness planer, and if so, will it not take out some of the curve in the board that are under stress? Yeah, but then the tile would get much too skinny. I don't care about. I don't care about the. I have so much of this wood. I will have enough, unless they all start cupping. That would suck. Then I would probably figure out a different way to do it. Um, Josh, maybe you should have Alex check out your old comics for a winner, y'all. Comics. Uh, no, he wouldn't probably wouldn't have time to do that. He probably wouldn't want to do that. But also, I don't want to sell them. I just want to have them. Have you played The Zombies Ate My Neighbors? Never even heard of it. Josh, have you ever epoxied a small stump to use as a piece of furniture? I think it would look good in your house. Again, I probably wouldn't use epoxy for that. I would probably just that I would
Like for
oil.
like a coffee table? Or side table?
Yeah, like a side table. Yeah, that would be cool. People do that with telephone poles. My brother actually has two. And we actually have some telephone poles, like hydro poles, that are on the other side of the fence in the driveway. We have like 8 of them, and they're all green, full of moss. But I mean, I'm sure I could pull them out there and sand them off. Or they might be rotten, actually. Uh, Josh isn't a gamer, lol. No, I'm not. Hi, Freddy. Okay, sorry. Anyways, the floor is lava. So, did I say it weird again? Lava?
I
Lava?
forgot that that's what you're talking about.
Okay, the floor is. Oh, let me turn this on to live chat here. I'll have to go here in a minute. Uh, what was I saying?
The floor is lava.
Oh yeah, the floor is lava. So I had a client. He needed me to do some drywall. Actually, his freaking dog bit my leg. It was a pit bull. Not to give bad names to pit bulls. Pit bulls are great. This one was a fighting dog. Not from them. They were with the heart. What's it called?
Rescue.
Heart rescue. Some
Yeah.
humane.
Animal rescue team.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think. Or something.
Yeah, whatever. Hart. Hart. They rescued this dog from a fighting ring, in which there's actually kind of a problem with that around this area. We've been hearing one of our neighboring subdivisions further down a couple years ago, before we lived here actually, or maybe when we did live here. I don't remember. Their dog was stolen for those purposes. Anyways, that's sad. But this dog was rescued from that. It was very aggressive. Did not like me at all. Bit my leg, and then they thought I was going to sue them. Probably. They gave me a Goddard print, which is pretty nice, and then they had me do their basement as well. So that I was doing their garage, And then they're like, "Hey, can you do our basement? We had some water damage." Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's the whole story is
The way that he bit you, though, was kind of funny. Your reaction, how you tell it. You're like, ow. Like, you're just kind of like surprised.
yeah. I mean, it hurt like a bitch, but
Yeah.
yeah, they thought he didn't bite me. They thought he just got my pants. And they're like, "Did he get you?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, not bad." And I pull up my leg and I have these like puncture wounds. Anyways, they had this basement. God, I
He was
can't tell his
scared.
story.
He was scared of your tool bag.
Oh
That's what
yeah,
it was
he was
like.
scared of my bagpipes, actually, my taping tools in a
Yeah.
bucket. I jumped off my truck and then he just
He was scared
launched.
of
He
it.
had a stiff leash and a regular leash. And he just he's like my leg was here and his mouth was here and he was just like and then I pulled my leg a little bit and then he grabbed my pants and then he ripped my pants open and then I was like, "Oh," or I don't remember what I said exactly, but they they had a crazy dog.
But you weren't scared of him,
Hmm. I used to be very scared of dogs for a long time, and then I got Hank. Understood animal. I understand dog behavior a lot better now, and now I'm like, oh, he doesn't like me, but he's probably not going to bite me if I kind of leave him alone and give him his space, sort of thing. And I feel like when people are scared of Hank, which they should be, because he, he hates people who he
though.
doesn't know.
Strangers, yeah.
But when they have a dog, they usually aren't scared of him. They'll still give him his space and they won't just go up to him and pet him and they'll kind of leave him alone, but they kind of understand, oh, this dog, this is his home. He's going to protect it. If I mess around, it's going to be bad. So he'll go up and sniff them and then they'll kind of just let him go. The thing about sniffing the hand, that's a myth. That doesn't do anything. They can smell you from way further away than you putting your hand out. They don't care about your hand. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not a dog. I'm not Caesar. I don't know everything about anything. But so this guy, he had a floor in his basement, and it was a concrete floor, and he got it acid stained and epoxied to look like lava, so that his kids could play the floor is lava. So he had furniture, obviously, or I don't know if that's obvious. Here, if you don't have basements where you're from, I know a lot of people have basements that's just like a root cellar, or it'll just be like where they have like the electrical panel, or it'll be, something that's just more so utilitarian. Here, basements, because we have winter, we have good insulated basements, sort of. I don't know if you can say it like that. I don't know. It's warm underground. So we have basements and we don't have flooding and stuff like that. In our area, we have like marsh grounds, but or wetlands. But anyways, doesn't matter. We have basements that you can live in. Just for context. And he had a movie room, if you will, set up down there. So he had couches and like ottomans and stuff. And then his floor looked like lava. It was like yellow and orange and red, like swirled together. It looked freaking cool and black. Like it was like when you do when you see those pieces of art where it's like I think it's like alcohol or something where it's like it like drips and it like and does like that cool thing. I don't know how to explain it. If you Google epoxy floors, acid stained epoxy floors or something like that, then there might be one in there that looks similar. It looked freaking cool. Josh, how is your wood stove doing? I guess you don't have any dry wood, y'all. Y'all. I don't have a wood stove. Uh, so not good. There's a game show on Netflix called The Floor is Lava. It looks fun. Uh, when we played, we would jump from pillow to pillow, couch to share around the living room. Bro, we would jump from pillow to pillow and couch to share
Chair.
to chair. Ah, that's probably what it is. Uh, Megan Laurie wants a shout out. She said, "Please shout me out. Please, you're the best." So you're wrong. Hello, Megan. Thanks for being here. Doing great, Bradley. There's a game show. Oh, I already read that. Josh, how is your? Oh, I already read that. You just got third Instacart order. Just got my third Instacart order. That's only 6 months to figure out. I don't know what that is. Finish the floor, but the floor is lava. Dogs are great judges of character. Oftentimes, yes. I don't know why that dog bit me.
Because they're your pales, you said.
Yeah, I know, but if he was judging by my character, like, I don't know. Every time I went to their house, so when you're taping, it usually typically takes a minimum of 5 days if you're going to do a good job. Some people will do a good job in 4 days, but they usually have a lot more experience than what I have. I only have about 10 years of experience, I guess, something like that. And anyways, they they would leave their dog in the house, obviously, not in the garage. And I would get to the house. They gave me like their code, so and they'd hear it. The dog would hear it for the garage door, and then the dog would go and like body slamming the door
Oh
to get
no.
into the garage for the whole time I was there. And then I would leave, and then the barking would stop. It was nuts. Their dog, it was on its second strike. Fighting dogs, unfortunately, in this area, if they bite 3 times, they have to get put down because they can't be, they're deemed unrehabilitatable. Is that a word?
Rehabilitative? I guess. I don't know.
uh, ADD is cute. I think my truck is probably good now.
Probably.
I've been here for like a good half hour, I'd say. Oh, it's definitely warm now. uh, Totally get the plainer answer. Alternative is to saw relief cuts along the edge of the outer curve to relieve the pressure that is causing it, and side then faces down so it's not seen. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. So a lot of people assume that I'm probably a woodworker. I'm not. I just work with wood. That is actually good to know. That I probably may have been able to figure out, but I that wouldn't have been my first guess. We'll see how it goes, but I will definitely try to employ that if I think I need to. Currently using epoxy resin on fractal wood burning while I watch this. Ah, Terry. Terry!
Oh.
Did you watch my last vlog, Terry? Oh, damn it. I always give shit away. My Shih Tzu bit my boss.
Oh
The dog knew what he was doing.
no.
I actually used to have a Shih Tzu named Roscoe, and then they were like, Roscoe? That's a stupid name. Let's call him
No,
Riley.
when we got him, his name was Roscoe, and then we changed it to Riley. Do you know why?
They stole this dog from the
No,
neighbors
you know why?
and named him Roscoe.
We
I mean,
changed it?
Riley. Yeah, because he couldn't say
We
Roscoe.
couldn't say it as kids.
Joel had a speech impediment, right?
No, it was just hard for us to say.
No, he did. Didn't he?
No, no.
Didn't he have to go to
No.
speech therapy?
Yes, because I would always talk for him.
Oh, right.
He had
Okay.
no problem talking.
Okay. Joel could talk, but wouldn't talk because Ashley would talk for him. Joel is her brother.
Younger brother.
I also went to speech therapy, but that's because I wouldn't talk even though I could talk.
Yeah.
Pits are unpredictable at times. I got bit too for no reason, right on the street. Well, I just took a chunk out of my leg. It all depends on a dog is a dog, just like a person is a person. A dog isn't more aggressive because it's a dog necessarily. I mean, they could be bred to be aggressive, but
Yeah.
there's treatment, right? There's treatment of animals. Like my dog, I could punch him right in the face and he would be like, "Why the heck did you do that?" And I wouldn't, but I could, and he wouldn't do anything about it. But if someone else punched him in the face, he would probably attack them. You know what I mean? It's treatment. He knows me. It would be weird if I did that. He would probably be like, "What the hell, man?" But like I can pretend to punch him because we wrestle or we used to wrestle all the time, and he doesn't even flinch because he knows me. Now, some dogs are conditioned to do that to everyone. They just it's their conditioning.
Some dogs are bred to be like guard dogs too.
Yeah, guard dogs,
Yeah.
junkyard dogs, junkyard dogs. Holy shit. If you've never run away from a junkyard dog, that is scary. Holy. Dakota and I. Oh man, that's oh shit! Jump on top of a car, try to get over the barbed wire fence. Oh, scary. But then there are anomalies where some dogs, for whatever reason, just lash out and will bite you. It sucks,
Maybe
but it does happen.
a reason though, like pain or
Yeah,
a
sometimes it.
tumor or
Yeah, sometimes it's brain cancer. Lots of dogs get brain cancer. Actually, dogs get cancer way more often than you would
yeah.
suspect, expect. Same with cats. Cats, people always like cats are bitches. They're so mean. Cats are, in my opinion, are awesome. I like cats. They're fine. I don't. I mean, if you give them a belly rub, they'll claw you. But
Yeah.
like, they don't just. I mean, at least in my experience, I've owned two like lifelong cats. Let's say, no, three. Well, one we had to give away, Cadillac. There was Cadillac, Kitty, Kitty 2. Oh, and Gunther. They were all sweet cats. But, you know, I don't know. They were fine. So, I don't know. Wrong pets are just as predictable as any other breed. The owner always dictates the attitude of the dog.
Mm.
Not always, but usually. I know what you're saying. Yeah. And a dog that bites is usually scared. Yes. Josh, when are you making more great art, y'all? Probably today. Lady was walking her dog. I paid no attention. I was not a threat. I was going into my friend's house and boom, the dog turned around and bit me right on the leg.
I thought it was like protecting its owner or something.
No.
My dog would bit me when I went for a walk.
Yeah, a dog bit Ashley the other day. She was not, well, a few weeks ago, or months ago, I guess now.
Yeah, it was last winter.
Was it last winter?
Yeah, I was wearing my boots.
Or in the spring?
No, I was wearing boots.
Okay, so it was last winter. Almost a year ago, I guess, at this point. She was walking, no threat at all. The dog came out of its yard, bit her leg, her ankle area,
Yeah, protecting its house.
and then went back to his house.
Hank did nothing.
And Hank didn't even do anything. He didn't even notice. That dog is always barking, but that dog's uh, area that it claims
Yeah.
is big. See, oftentimes people when they have dogs, they don't know how to assert their own dominance, and the dog runs the area, and that's probably their case. Whereas like Hank, he knows who his boss is, and he knows where the line is that he can go. And sometimes he crosses the line if he's chasing a rabbit or some other animal. But when it's people, uh, he doesn't go beyond the line because he knows that that's not his area. Um, Although if someone comes into the yard, he will chase them out, which he has done that before, and 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 then he will follow them for a bit, and then he'll come back. But I don't know. I don't know dogs so much. I know Hank decently, I would say. I mean, we've had him for 7 years almost, or more. I don't
No,
remember.
about 7.
About 7 years. So he's a good dog. He's annoying when he barks at everything, but some dogs they just like to bark and they don't care about uh, what it is they're barking at. They're like, oh, there's a dog over there. I'm gonna bark.
Well, right now, with the leaves off the trees, he can see them.
Yeah, he can see the neighbors really easily right now. And you can train your dog not to bark. I'm a little too lazy for that. We tried to do that for a while, but you have to like keep on it. Uh, uh, So did my brother. Went to speech therapy. Said he was pronouncing his last name wrong. She was wrong. Bad. Imagine telling you, no. Like, what's your name? John? What's your last name? Smythe. No, it's Smith. No, it's Smythe. Speech therapy. They are here. They are illegal here in Montreal now. Yeah, that is completely unfortunate. That sucks. That sucks that you got bit. But that's ridiculous. They're also going to try to ban German Shepherds at some point, Rottweilers at some point, Dobermans at some point. Anything that is deemed scary looking, they're going to ban them. And then there's only going to be like golden labs.
Which can also be aggressive.
It's going to be yeah, they totally are aggressive. Any dog can be aggressive. You know what's the most aggressive is freaking Chihuahuas. And since they're so small and you can kick them, they no one cares. But if you've never been bit by a Chihuahua, yeah, it freaking hurts. Just like a regular dog. And the pit bull that bit me was one of those small ones, which are the best for fighting because they're so agile. Uh,
Apparently.
apparently, I mean, I'm not part of that scene, but he was a small dog. He was probably about this big and like this tall.
Oh, it's tiny.
Yeah, he was tiny. He was smaller than a medium-sized dog. And now some of my friends, she had a giant pit bull. His head was huge, and he was so sweet. Like you could put him in a headlock and like, and he was so strong, and he was fine. Almost ate my chocolate brownie one time, but that would have been bad. Uh, our old German Shepherd barks and bites everyone except our family. We can do everything with the dog. See? That's conditioning. Now, if you don't want it to bite someone, I'm pretty sure. Well, I mean, I don't know, but you could tell them not to do that, right? Yeah. I've been bit by more cats than dogs. I've never been bit by a cat, but Ashley has.
I have the scar.
Ashley's been bit by our cat Gunther.
Oh, it hurt.
We had to put her down because she had a punctured lung, and yeah, that was sad. She bit her
Like, right.
right through her finger. And then she didn't even pull her hand away because she felt bad because we were putting her down. So she just let her keep biting her finger. Uh,
Yeah.
I love both dogs and cats, but more a dog person. I think I'm more of a whale person. I wish I could have a pet whale, but that's completely unethical. But I like cats and dogs the same. My cat is 19 and he is a jerk. Oh, that's also an old cat. My cat was 15 when he died, Kitty. And then I got another cat, Kitty 2. He has no teeth. We can't have him because Hank can't have cats. So he's actually at my brother Mike's house. So I guess technically he's my brother Mike's cat. Oh, I got a super chat. Sorry, I missed it.
He was your mom's cat.
And right after, dog went to attack a man that was passing by, and the lady was pretending that her dog never did that before. It is possible that it never did do that before, but it's likely that if it attacked you and then another person, it has done that before, and that is probably either a health condition. There's a few. It could just be a crazy dog because there are those. There's crazy people, so there's got to be crazy animals too, right? You think about people who just randomly, like, there's that guy here in Canada who, well, actually, you're in Canada. Actually, you probably know about it because didn't it happen in Montreal? The guy who cut off the dude's head
Oh my gosh.
on the Greyhound.
That was so awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. And the guy now is free to live as a regular citizen because he was nuts. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but if professional people are evaluating that he's fine, that's still a crazy thing to do, to cut off someone's head and eat them. But you think about that, a person can do that when we're supposed to be the most reasonable living thing on the planet. A dog can do that too. So it could be that. It could be that the dog was just a bad dog, and it could also be that the dog is used to a rough condition at home. It does happen all the time. My German would not hurt a fly. He would lick someone to death. Nashville is nice this time of year. Escaped to California. Rotties are big babies. See, my dog has a Rottweiler. He's a sweet dog.
Your neighbor.
Yeah, my neighbor has a Rottweiler. What's his name again? Bowser? Bowser. When I was working going in and out of customers' houses, when I arrived and there was a barking dog, I would always get down on the floor down to dog level. I never had a problem with any dog. I one time was delivering pizza, and this dude was like, "Oh, don't worry, this dog is friendly." And this is when I was scared of dogs, and it was a golden retriever, or a lab of some sort. I think it was actually a lab, actually, which is basically the same thing with short hair, I guess. And it was snarling at me. I'm like, dude, F this. I'm not coming in there. You come over here. And he's like, no. She's fine. I was like, I don't think so, dude. She's like, just slobbering and drooling. I'm like, dude, that dog is rabid. I'm not going into your freaking house. And So he had to come because he wanted me to walk into his house and set his pizza on the table or something. I don't know what he wanted me to do, but he didn't come to the door. And I'm like, there's no way I'm walking into your house. So he comes over and gets the pizza. But I was like, dude, that is an unreasonable request for me to enter your house when your dog's being like that. And maybe the dog would have been fine. He probably knows it. Well, it's likely that he knows his dog and knows that his dog probably wouldn't bite me, but I was like, no way. I don't like Chihuahuas. Been bit plenty of times. I don't mind Chihuahuas. We have one, my mom's, and she's a sweet dog. But her mom, Brownie was her name. She was a huge bitch. Barking might alert you to bad people someday. Don't scourge. We look and acknowledge we have looked and confirm all is okay. They are happy they did their job. Oh yeah, no, I know. American Pit Bulls are banned here in the UK. That's a shame. I had a dog that only let females in my house. See, Hank, he has a problem with men with beards and fat women for some reason. And for whatever reason, it's every one of them that he sees. Like Clint, he sees Clint. Clint has a beard. He just, even though he knows Clint now, he still bluff charges him. But
From something before we got him.
yeah, that's probably conditioning from before we got him because he was badly abused before we got him. Look at him over there. But he's more so good now when it comes to people. He doesn't bluff charge them anymore. He just barks at them. Apologize if it's been asked, but do you do caricatures? Uh, no, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever done a caricature before. So no, but thank you for the super chat. Uh, Chewy is adorable, but if someone attacked Alex, I think he would go bonkers. That's two about Chihuahuas. I have one, but thank God her bark is worse than her bite. She's a nervous dog. She was severely neglected. I've been working with her for 4 years, and she's much better now. Yeah, see? And then our other dog, not our dog, but the one that we often have, Duke, that we babysit. He used to be scared of everything, but was so sweet. He loves pets. He loves like getting patted and pet and stuff. And he loves getting combed because he has a double coat, so you always have to comb him. He loves it. But he was used to be scared of everything. Rakes, hoses, shovels,
Extension cord.
yeah, extension cords, walking up to him, fast movement, cars, noises, like everything. And water. Now usually almost 100% of the time, I'd say 99% of the time, he's fine with all of those objects now. He used to be scared of water, and then one day I was like, you know what? I'm just going to soak him with the hose until he's fine with it in a gentle way. Like I was like spraying it up in the air and like trying to make it a fun game and stuff with him and Hank. And now he's not scared of water anymore. And I don't know why he was scared of water. Um, but he just did not like it at all. And like not like in a way
He would
that
go swimming though in the pond. He
oh
didn't
yeah.
like it when it was in the
Yes.
hose.
Right. So he wasn't scared of water, he was scared of the hose water.
Yeah.
So he would go swimming, no problem.
Yeah.
He would go in the giant puddles that we have around. He'd go in lakes. He would go in the river. He was fine. But when it came to the water in the house, so like I just made a game of it. Like he was scared of the sprinkler, which maybe he was just nervous of the sprinkler because he didn't know what it was. But like so I did it and I would spray him, and now you can like spray him like he doesn't like getting wet for no reason, but he's not scared of it anymore. Now he'll just run away from it because it's annoying, sort of thing. And like rakes, you can like walk past him with a rake.
Yeah.
Um, you can do the fake punch in the face thing, which is just like a play thing. Before he would like yelp and like jump
Yeah.
away, and now you can be like, ah! And then
Wrestle.
you can wrestle him. You can like grab his face and go, "Argh!" And then like he's just like, and he loves it. He's fine now. But like that took
Years.
years, yeah, like probably 2 years, probably. And then one day he kind of like relaxed. Sometimes he's nervous of other people, but not too often anymore. I don't remember seeing your brother Mike. If you watched the Jade episode where I had all the Jade, he's in that episode. He ate the guy's head too. I didn't remember the part. Well, he didn't eat the whole thing. He ate parts. but that's gross. Uh, I have mutt and a corgi, perfect sized dogs for my liking, but I love my kids. Big dogs too. Uh, Hank would hate me then, lol. Hank would hate me too. I'm fat, lol. See, but the thing is though, is once he knows them, well, he will still bark.
Yeah.
Because like Ashley has a fat aunt and she's a sweet lady, but like she's like she's like he's yeah, I don't know. He's just I don't know. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to bark at this lady and then it'll be fine." I don't know. Thanks, Karen. Okay. Brian says, "Hi, Daryl." I always get Daryl and Brian mixed up for some reason. Not, I mean, I can see their emojis are different, but like for whatever reason, I just always see them as, I'm like, Daryl or Brian? What time is it?
10:44.
Okay, I definitely have to go. Okay, guys. I, they're gonna be like, why did you take so long to come in today? Today should be my last day. So, all right, guys. Thanks for hanging out, talking about dogs, talking about my floor. Look forward to this. This may not be my floor, by the way. I may actually do something different. We'll see how we like it. We should see how we'll see how they sand out. I'm gonna film it, and then we'll see what I do with the footage. I may still show it or whatever, but you guys will know if you watch this ahead of time what the initial plan is. And again, it may change, but I am looking forward to this becoming more finished because if you look at our windows, people are always like, "Oh, you got mold around your windows." That is that is insulation. Uh, we're gonna replace that with foam insulation, but that's what that is. And we're actually gonna get new windows at some point. But uh, once we get the floor in, we'll be able to put in the casings and the baseboards and stuff. And the reason why we're not doing the windows on their own is because they're integrated into the baseboards because the windows are so low. So we have like a thing, and it would look stupid just to put three things on the window and then not have a bottom. It would look dumb. And the reason why we wouldn't put the bottom is because the floor is this thick or not. Who knows how thick it's going to be? It's going to, as the room transitions go, we'll see how we can make it transition smoothly. But it's very likely it'll be this thick because, you know. Anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. We're going to go to work and then come home and vlog. All right. New mug or t-shirt. Then again, it may change. Do I say that a lot or something? You know, I do have new stuff on the Teespring. I got a new ugly Christmas mug. All right, guys. See you later. Thanks for hanging out.